Hey, what's up, guys? It's Carey and Demir.
Typically, when you see both of us, it's on our podcast.
But today, we both wanted to coach you through a topic that everybody struggles with from time to time.
Prioritization. So, Demir, what productivity advice do you have someone who has multiple conflicting priorities that all need to get done?
What most people are doing is they're starting from this assumption that they have to get everything done. And that's the birth defect that's inherent in almost everybody's approach. And the hard truth that we don't want to face is that life is always going to throw more at you than you can ever accomplish. So the first concept I teach my clients is a concept called leverage. And approaching your task list with leverage just means looking for the things that make everything else easier in the future. Imagine that just for a second, right? What if you did one big thing every week that made your life easier in the future? Or even what if everything you touched became 1% easier to do in the future? So if you had that approach, instead of life feeling harder and harder on the road to success, life would feel easier and easier. Think of a domino fall. A domino can knock down another domino that's 50% larger than it. So it only takes 31 dominoes, knocking down progressively larger dominoes, to knock down a domino the size of Mount Everest. That's the power of the domino effect. And the same thing applies to your priorities. Right? You want to accomplish a priority each week that makes it possible for you to tackle an even bigger, more important priority the following week so that you can reach your long-term goals more quickly and that it gets easier for you to knock down sequentially bigger things. Now, when you do this right, it takes your progress exponential. You'll start accomplishing things in 3 months it used to take in 1 month. You'll start accomplishing yearly goals in 3 months. Now, whenever I look at my clients' list of priorities, there's usually no leverage in there. None. It's just a huge list of urgent but unimportant stuff with no thought to leveraging their progress.
Okay, so what should someone do in that situation?
Okay, well, the instinct, which is wrong, is to clear out the small ball tasks first so that you can create some mental space to focus on the really important work. But that's a dead wrong approach because those seemingly urgent tasks just never stop coming. They're just absolutely endless. So when you're warming up by tackling those small ball tasks, that is the worst thing that you could do, right? It's like a form of procrastination. So what happens is you run out of time before you get to the important tasks.
Yeah.
So I tell my busiest clients who feel like they have like 5 priorities, choose the one priority each week that has the most leverage in it and get that done by Tuesday. Now, what's key here is to make the time early in your week for your leverage priority. Really carve out and defend about 4 hours early on the week to get something big done that has leverage in it. Then you can use the rest of the time in your week to tackle those other urgent but unimportant tasks and priorities that I acknowledge you still got to get done too. Using this approach, you're going to find that even if a week goes sideways on you, you'll end up feeling like you've moved your life forward in a big way. So leverage is the reason why my clients accomplish their long-term goals in so much less time than they expected, even when they're juggling kids and they're managing multiple businesses or they're taking care of elderly parents. Leverage, it's as simple as that.
Leverage can be a hard concept to wrap your mind around. What are some examples of leveraged priorities?
Yeah, I totally get it. This is one of those things that abstractly you can get, but then you sort of need examples.
Oh, yes.
Many of our clients struggle with online marketing. It's just a tough thing to do. It's a constant grind to get out there, try to get in front of people, get their attention, create trust. So one of our clients, Nell, just got frustrated with that grind and decided to do something more leveraged. She wrote a book. Now think about this. A book goes out there and creates high levels of trust and credibility and awareness. She found that after she released the book, her ads converted better, her sales numbers jumped, she got more traffic to her website. So that was massively leveraged for her marketing because it was something that she could do once, write a book, that benefited all of her sales and marketing activities in the future. So like most great leverage points, she had to stop and sort of zoom away from the daily grind and think about a better, more leveraged way to approach this problem.
That's a fantastic example.
Here's another example. I had a client, Deirdre, who was losing sales because she couldn't stay on top of her email. She was literally missing emails where clients were wanting to buy her product, and by the time she responded, they'd sort of gone somewhere else. So most people would say, well, I just need to work longer hours and check my email more. But Deirdre asked a better question, a leverage question. How do I make this process easier? Here's what she did. She created a separate email address just for sales. She had a sales Assistant scanned that inbox twice a day just looking for sales inquiries. And so she knocked down two birds with one stone. She was able to not check her email more. Yeah, I'm saying that again. She was able to stop checking her email because she knew she had an assistant checking it twice a day and would let her know so she couldn't ever miss a sale. And she never missed a sale again. And one more quick example. I had a client, Sonny, who felt stuck in his job, kept trying to get promoted, working around the clock, but he kept getting passed up for that promotion. So instead of continuing to push that square peg into the round hole, I asked him what a more leveraged approach would look like. He took a second, zoomed away, and said, hey, I'm actually not certified in some of the newest softwares that are hot in my industry. Maybe that's why they aren't promoting me. So Sonny took a step back, took the time to get those certifications. And even though his current job didn't promote him, he ended up getting recruited by another firm who loved those credentials. They paid him even more than his current firm ever would have. So all of these folks are using Gary Keller and Jay Papasan's leveraging question. Here it is. What can I do that makes everything else in my life easier or unnecessary? Again, think of each of your leverage priorities like a domino knocking down an even bigger domino in front of it. You're sort of passing a lighter baton to your future self. So again, if you only remember one thing, remember this. You can't win by trying to take everything on. Like David against Goliath, you've got to fight with intelligence, not just raw strength. Because life is bigger than you. It's tougher than you.
Right, exactly.
Now, I know that's something that's easier to say than to do, but listen, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right?
How do you plan those leverage priorities and make sure that they're going to get you where you need to go?
Yeah. So we teach something called the life map to our clients. That's a visual representation of the ladder they need to climb to get to where their dreams and goals want to take them. So if you imagine a ladder, each rung of that ladder needs to support the rung above and below it. I call this your leverage ladder. And it's one of the first things I ask my Lifehack tribe members to complete when they join our membership community. I ask them, okay, where do you want to be in a year? All right. Then what's the most leveraged thing you can do in the next 9 months to get there? Okay. What's the most leveraged thing you have to do in the next 6 months to get to that? Okay. What about the next 3 months? What about the next month? All the way down to what do you need to do this week? And what's the most important leverage thing to do today? You see where I'm going with this? So when you start thinking this way, that means your leverage priority this week supports where you want to be this month, and that supports where you need to be this quarter, and so on and so on. And this concept is so powerful because it gets you radically clear on each rung of the ladder that you need to climb to win this game called life. Now, again, we cover this extensively inside our membership program. I suggest you check out Lifehack Tribe if you like what I'm talking about. We have a special running where you can get your first week for $1. Check that out in the description below for the details.
Love it. To recap, choose one leverage priority per week and get it done early on in the week. And make sure that those leverage priorities support each other, sort of like a ladder getting you from where you are right now to where you want to be.
You got it. Perfect recap.
Amazing. Well, guys, now we want to hear from you. What's one leverage priority that you want to accomplish in the next week? Tell us in the comments below.
All right, gang, that's it for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're obsessed with just personal development and living your best life like we are, consider subscribing and joining us on this journey to complete lifestyle freedom. I'll see you in the next video.